completely different supply chain. So, you know, the UK steel stockholders, they've been around for 150 years. You know, they act as a real value add to the steel mill industry in terms of holding stock, holding different ranges and sizes of stock, and then allowing people to design using their materials. But they're buying it from steel mills. Yeah. It's a whole different scenario in terms of buying it from existing structures and existing buildings. And we found that, you know, we can go into a building and buy reusable sections and buy sections to be recycled. And we, you know, on some projects, we might get 80% reuse. Some projects, we might get 10% reuse, and we have to recycle 90%, which we're fortunate we can do because we're a big metal recycling business. Yeah. So how would a steel stockholder try and match and manage that level of risk? But it is fair to say that we are in discussions with stockholders about selling to them, so that they're seeing us as a provider of effectively, we're an urban mill. So I think that's probably why they're not in it at this moment in time.
Okay. It's also selling it. And this is back to another quote years ago I made that got me into terrible trouble with our prime steel businesses. Because you can sell, I once said you could train a pigeon to sell their stuff. Because essentially people ring up, you tap in the computer what the size is, it tells you what the price is, you tell the customer that's what it is, happy days. Reuse isn't like that. The very second you make an inquiry, we have to start providing you with information about that material. Now we're still back to trying to make it simple, but there is a whole dialogue and a technical understanding that's absolutely critical to sell reused material correctly. And truthfully, it doesn't exist with new. You can just tell the guy that's from you, you've got the certificates, send him a copy, happy days, off they go. So it's I've always said with what we're doing, it's proper selling, because you really have to understand the requirement of the client and then make sure you've met it.
To a certain extent, and I don't know if the steel producers would agree with me, but I see that also the UK steel stockholding industry provides another function as well. It's a buffer between the construction market and the steel mills. If there wasn't that buffer, you'd have steel mills that were being switched off every other week, and it's not a very easy task to switch a steel mill off or switch it back on. Yeah. So there's got to be somewhere for that product to go, and that's why it's developed so well over the years.